Hi friends, the short video on why India's second test win against England was crucial and thereby squaring the series was important. Well, if you notice, India lost only by 28 runs in the first test and they defeated England by more than 100 runs, which really looks good and they appear to be formidable. Even in the first test, they could have played somewhat better and had Rohit Sharma or others chipped in. India might have won that first test. Probably they didn't play the first innings properly. They secured a bigger lead. Probably India might have won the first test also. But again, second test win was very crucial for India because if England go 2 up, definitely India cannot win the next 3 tests on the trot. It really becomes very difficult for any team, for that matter, to really win 3 tests consecutively, and moreover, India will get totally demoralized. That's what we have observed. Bumrah and Ashwin are looking good, and other bowlers are not really up to the mark, we feel. Mukesh Kumar might have played the last test of this series. Probably needs to be replaced. And similarly for Akshar Patel also, he seems to be a good batsman, but unable to capture more wickets. So Kuldeep Yadav made his presence felt, but he considered a lot of runs. So what India might need to look at is how to reduce the flow of runs. See, what England are concentrating is that to make the run rate above 4 or 5. So aggressive cricket will pay is what their policy seems to be. And it seems to be working. But again, everything has got its own set of flaws. And that's what we saw, like Oli Pope getting castled by Bumrah in the first inning. Definitely it was a demoralizing ball for any batsman for that matter. After that, scored nearly a double century in the first test and getting out to a Yorker like that, literally an unplayable delivery, which you can't really play. You can't do anything about it unless you stand 1 feet outside the crease. You can't really expect such type of deliveries, especially delivered at terrific speed. So definitely it was a Bumrah special and definitely put paid to England's hopes. So this win is really crucial for India to succeed in this series and try to win this series. We can expect similar thing like what happened last time when England won the first test and India went on to the remaining set of tests. But again, we can see that playing rank square turners is not going to work, because India lost to a debutant in the first test. So they have to play really pitches that are supportive of both teams. And especially with pitches taking reverse swing in India, Bumrah can become very lethal. And again, putting too much of pressure on Bumrah also may not work, because he can get injured at any point in a test or a match, because his bowling action is such, it's like that. So India also always need to have a backup pace bowlers. So that's what is crucial for India to really win this series. But again, England have shown that they can play tough cricket and aggressive cricket and put the home team under pressure. And their captain is leading the way with this all-round performance. So India, it's going to be interesting, because if India had won the first test and this test, it would have been really a normal series. Nothing, people might have lost interest. But by winning the first test and putting India under pressure, England have shown that they are really a good team to beat. And we can expect more fireworks. And probably India should strive hard to win this series, especially with Kohli still unexpected return for the third test. And batsmen should put the new batsman under pressure. Probably Kohli, if he returns, probably he can get a place easily, because Shreyas Iyer is not in peak form. He looks to be replaced in the next test. And Patidar is only 1 test old, maybe again 1 more test. But again, Gill really should have been shown the door, but he was lucky enough to score a century and he salvaged his place. But for a century, Gill might have lost his place in this test. But overall, good performance from the team, and Ashwin amongst the wickets, which is really good, which should help his confidence level go up a bit. Again, he has to plan his retirement very soon, probably after this series, or he has to going to continue forever. But again, he has to see, age also is catching up with him, and with him not being considered for overseas test, I think he can plan his retirement well in advance. Anyway, all the best India for winning this test and making this series more interesting, and also well played England. Hi friends, a short video on what's the common thing between India and Australia's defeat in the last 1 week. We noticed that Australia lost to West Indies in the second test, enabling West Indies to square up the series, and India lost to England unexpectedly, enabling England to go one up. But if you look at the common things between these two defeats, both the victors were supposed to be underdogs, especially West Indies. They really didn't have any chance of defeating Australia, but they did manage. Similarly, England didn't have a good attack also. They relied more on a rookie debutant, but still came out successful. That is one commonality that we can see. Apart from this, if you notice, both Australia and India were WTC finalists, and it's more humiliating to Australia that they are also WTC championship winner also. So that is one big common thing across these wins. And one more thing is that the West Indies didn't even qualify for the World Cup finals. That's the funny thing. They didn't even qualify, letting other non-full-time members come up successful in participating in the World Cup. So West Indies were not even in the World Cup, and similarly England really played very badly in the World Cup, and they lost to even very small teams, and which was the cause for their sudden exit from the World Cup. So really losing to such England by India and West Indies to defeating Australia is humiliating for both the teams. So what I would suggest is, what I feel is that it's humiliation for both. But I think it's more hurting for Australia, especially they are WTC champions. And they getting defeated in the finals is more humiliating for them, as West Indies didn't even qualify for the World Cup, and they were not even the reckoning for any of these wins. Of course, West Indies played really well. Their bowlers did make things happen. And India really need to rue their chances. I think probably India felt they already won this test after seeing England concede 190 runs deficit. That's what I would say. Complacency seems to have played a role in Indian defeat, is what we suspect. Thanks for watching. இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க. Thanks.